Okay. So first things first, you have to move all your files onto the desktop, right? So just a quick update. You're gonna create a new folder on your desktop for the project. So Evie Wilson video project JMS 120. Every single file that I'm using in this project is going to be inside this larger project folder. So I want to follow the structure that I laid out for you. I'm gonna have audio. All of my audio files from the Lens Hopper are gonna go into this audio folder. I'm going to have a video folder. All of the video files from my camera are gonna go into the video folder. And then any other kind of media that you use in your videos. So later on, like in a different class, in a different project, you might have a music folder. You might have a stills photo for photographs, right? But then you're gonna need 2 more folders. I want you to have a Premiere folder where we're gonna save the Premiere project. And then we're also going to have an export folder, which is where anything you make in Premiere, anything you edit in Premiere, you're going to export it to this folder so that you can see all the things that you created. Once you have this laid out, you're gonna drop your audio files in the corresponding folders. So this is gonna go into my audio file, and my video stuff is gonna go in my video folder. Whoop. Cool, so I have like all my video files. And maybe it doesn't look like that, maybe there's not a B-roll folder, it just looks like this, right? So audio has the audio file, video has all my videos. Once you're here, now we're gonna open up Premiere. So I'm gonna close this and just redo it so that people can see. You open it up. The most important thing is for you to save it where you wanna save it to. Be patient with Premiere because it often takes a long time. We're gonna go to New Project. I'm gonna name it. And then I need to browse to make sure I save it to my folder into the Premiere project folder. So I wanna make sure it's in my folder, in the Premiere folder, and then HDV, we're open and good to go. And then Premiere is gonna be ready. So now you all are here, okay? Now in Premiere, we're gonna import all that stuff that you have on your desktop. All of those files, we're gonna import them. The easiest way to do that, in this left-hand, bottom left-hand quadrant, you're gonna double click, go to your desktop, go to your folder, and then select the audio folder and press import. It creates the audio folder. Inside there is your audio clip. So I'm in the space in the bottom left-hand quadrant. You're gonna double click, go to desktop, find your project folder. Inside, I'm gonna go to video and I'm gonna import my entire video folder. So I'm just, instead of selecting individual clips, I'm just gonna select the whole folder. It's gonna import the whole folder. So everything is gonna be in these little folders in the bottom left-hand quadrant of Premiere. The other thing that's helpful to note in Premiere, Premiere has a lot of different windows, which means Premiere can look very differently depending on what you want to do. So later on, if you're color correcting, there's going to be a different platform that you can use if you want to add effects. But I find it the easiest to make sure you're in this window that says editing at the top. So everyone make sure that you're in the editing window. That way our Premiere programs will look the same. All right. So will everyone just, I want everyone just to watch for a second so that I can lay this out. I know that some of you are still importing, some of you are waiting for Premiere, but we're gonna have a few minutes where I can walk around and help you. So everyone just look up at my screen for a second. Everybody looking at the screen? Okay. So I have this folder that has my audio, you can toggle it, and then this folder that has my video, okay? The lower left-hand quadrant of Premiere, there's kind of 4 quadrants, right? The lower left-hand quadrant of Premiere is where I see the raw files, the things that came out of my camera and my recorders. If I double-click on them, they open in the top left-hand folder. So if I double-click on them, they're gonna open in the top left-hand folder, in the top left-hand quadrant. This is helpful because maybe you're trying to figure out what video file is your interview. So when I double click, I see, okay, this one's my interview. I'm gonna rename it interview. I'm not renaming this on the desktop of my computer. I'm renaming it in Premiere, right? You don't want to change anything on your folder structure once it's on your desktop, but you can name it here. Then in your audio, if I'm going to double click this, I can see all my different clips up here. So once I find my interview video, I can see over here that this interview is 21 minutes and 42 seconds long. So I'm just going to double click on my audio until I find one that's pretty close. This is probably the audio associated with that video clip because it's also 21 minutes long, right? So this is probably my interview audio. Okay, everyone keep looking up here for 1 second. In Premiere, you'll see this clip is only green. That means that this file only has audio associated with it. Down here, this clip has a little purple film strip and a green audio strip. That means this is an audio visual clip, a video that has audio as well, okay? So this one has purple visuals and it has audio. This only has audio, okay? Once you find your interview, once you find the audio from your lens hopper that matches the video clip from your interview, we're gonna select both of them. So I'm just gonna click once to select my interview, and then I'm gonna hold down Command to select the interview. So I wanna select my video, and then I'm gonna select the corresponding interview audio. And now I want to merge them. So I'm gonna right click, I'm gonna go to Merge Clips, and here there's a bunch of different ways you can do it. On really large productions, they might start everything so that the time code matches exactly. We didn't do that, right? You probably pressed the lens hopper and it was recording, and then you pressed the camera and it was recording. So what we're gonna do is make sure audio is selected down here. That says they're gonna match the waveforms so that the waveforms happen at the same time. And then we're gonna use this thing down here that says remove the audio from the AV clip, the clip that has both audio and visual. We're gonna take the audio out of that and replace it with the only audio file, okay? So then you're gonna press okay. And what's gonna happen is it's gonna create a new video file down here that says merged. And now this file, the visual is from your camera and the audio is from your lens hopper, okay? So once you get here, we're just gonna click on this icon and drag it to the bottom right, and now you're gonna have that on the timeline, okay? So I want everyone to take a minute to go ahead and go do that.